this too. But let's read, if that's the end of the story, verse 33. But, let's all read it.
A certain Samaritan who was journeying came upon him.
But a certain Samaritan. And the word here is journeying, not coincidence. This one journeyed to us. He's the very God of the universe that journeyed from the third heaven into the manger to become man's solution. He took a long journey, sold everything to reach us down from his glory. Came upon him, saw him, surely this is his human living in incarnation. He was moved with compassion, surely that's the cross. And came to him, not only observes him from the opposite side, came to him and bound his wounds and poured oil and wine and placing him on his own beast, brought him to a wonderful place called the church and took care of him. And next day, he took out 2 denarii and gave it to the innkeeper and said, take care of him. It's really a hospital. The church is a hospital for sick people like us. Whatever you spend in addition, when I return, I will repay you. So here you see, in teaching anyway, the whole process from his coming to us, reaching us, dying for us, pouring on our wounds a life-giving spirit, bringing us to the church, caring for us, all the way to his second return. And the whole step is a love and care for all those who are saved. From a place of curse to the inn. That's why I appreciate being in the inn. Do you appreciate being in the inn?
Yeah.
Well, I says, well, I just had tried to be good. And the more I tried to be good, my temper, which came up not that often, but when it did, it was very explosive. My language at that point changed to curse, basically cursing Christ. I can't share too much. Anyway, after I got married, I says, well, maybe she will help to make me happy. And my temper will be mellowed down, right? Isn't that just everyone's looking for an answer apart from Christ? Well, it didn't change anything. I loved her, yet I hit the walls. And the only way at times I controlled it is I had a punching bag which I would reach and hit that. Or dive in the ocean and go kill something and call it sports, you know. After you kill it, you feel good. Anyway, this one journeyed to me through the gospel, through a brother in the church. Hallelujah for this journey. Amen. A complete stranger. I didn't know he was sitting somewhere in the class. And later he told me that every day the Lord would pray for me. A complete stranger. I don't know who this guy was. He never told me that until after I was saved. And the Lord began to brood. I shared Monday concerning one visitation. I could not take the gospel of Christianity. It was, to me, it was senseless. Here we are on earth, and we got to run away to heaven. What kind of God is that? Can't solve our problems here. Man suffering. And I played a game where I wanted to know who were the top students in the class. You ever play that? And being in Buddhism, you train yourself to be humble. So the hardest thing to deal with is pride. You know, when you get the top score, you shine like a neon light. I mean, just the way you walk, just the way you talk, just the way you ask questions to the teacher, you knew. And this guy was sitting next to me, and usually I would spot the ones, and the teacher put the score on the board, and this one guy was way up there. So, and I couldn't find it, and somehow the Lord used that. And here, this kind of dull-looking guy next to me. And I says, you know who this guy is? I says, is that you? He goes, boy, this is a boring class. I says, I'm asking, is that you? And I just pinned him. And then he took out his papers. This guy sitting right next to me, I couldn't find him. He was genuinely not proud. He was the tops, but so what? I never seen that. In Peter it says we're called by his glory and virtue. 1 Timothy says that God is manifested in the flesh. I was so attracted by that virtue. And one day he came in late, and I says, well, why you come so late? His wife gave birth, you know. So, and there was no cigars, no. I says, congratulations, you know. He was so quiet, and I'm trying to dig him out, you know. So one day I asked him, why this guy looks so kind of, you know, square.